Hey guys, this is Odon Gaming. This is going to be another King Arthur Legends Rise video. In today's video, I'm going to show you the team that I'm using and have been using for farming the event dungeon that we have going on right now, specifically the Brennan event dungeon. Now, I guess what I'm going to show you is going to be a little bit more, friendly, relatable for people that maybe have not pushed till the end, right? So what I'm going to show you in today's video is just going to be the team that I managed to get to stage 6 to have it on farm and have the most efficient possible team to get the maximum amount of points on this one. Now, obviously there are ways to actually try and push this to the next stage, and I guess it might be a bit too late to try and do a video tomorrow, but if you want me to make a video tomorrow of me trying to push to the last stage and, have a team farming the last stage, which is gonna be, Aldri, which might be a bit more difficult, let me know in the comments down below and I'm gonna do that. But pretty much the way that I went about this is I went to the fight and I looked which are the ones that give me the most bonus. So I saw that it's Brennan, which obviously I pulled for, then there's Gilroy, then there's Gawain, and then there's, what's her name, Clementine, right? Obviously you have Ecolan, you have Arthur. If you don't have any of these ones, you would replace with these. So as an example, if you don't have Gilroy or if you don't have Gawain, you just bring Arthur because he's a really good damage dealer. If you don't have either of them, you could even try and bring this one over here, right? I think his name is Luke, just as another passive healer to try and help you to stay alive. But I just went with this team, honestly, and trust me, they don't have the best builds, right? I just threw whatever, gear I had left over on them, and I think for Gilroy I actually swapped my gear and I put my normal Arthur gear onto Gilroy, right? I didn't swap my what's his name, my Bedivere, or I didn't swap my Ewer at once because, well, I just did not want to constantly have to regear every single day so that I can keep farming this and whatnot. But as you can see, my Brennan actually does some solid damage. And it's a pretty easy fight, at least on stage 6, to do this. When it comes to stage 7 or higher, it's a bit difficult to be able to try and have all boosted heroes for the sake of your team, because there's some key mechanics that you need. For 7, you need some extra control and some damage. For stage 8, you 100% need some control, some freeze, brainwash, stuff like that, because I noticed on stage 8, I just pretty much, if they get a turn, if 2 of them take a hit, I'm dead, right? So that was not too fun to do, and I said, let me just do a chill mode. Let me just do the more lower stage. At this stage 6, I'm getting the bonus of like all of these ones, and that's still pretty good. As you're gonna see, I pretty much have 1,800 points, right? So if I just look at this, 1,800 points split by 45. Should I do this? Yeah, split by 45, or no, split by 3, right? Let me do by 3, because that's like per run. That gives me 600 points per 15 stamina used per run. Now, if you manage to push till the end, I think it's the same amount of stamina that you use. It's like still 15 all the way, right? If you look at the beginning, earlier one. Yep, still 15. So if you push all the way, I've seen some people be able to do some teams with not all boosted ones, and they would get like around 1,000. So if you're struggling, just do this stage over here, right? Let me just show you the presets that I had. Pretty much everybody's full YOLO, right? There's nothing too special that needed to be done here. If you wanted some specific heroes, like maybe your Gilroy is well built or your Gawain is well built, then you just do some A1s with the other ones. Maybe for Brennan, do the second skill. But you know what? He does such good damage on the third skill that you could leave it like that. Now let me quickly just show you, I guess, the build that I have on these people, as they're not going to be too impressive. I might make, like, in the next few days, I think I'm going to try and finick around with the build, and I think I'm going to make a how to build Brennan video. I'm trying to figure the right spot. But when it comes to him, I have him in a vigor set. His total stats, some attack, some defense, some HP, decent attack speed, and then some effect accuracy. Now, ideally, you want to have some effect accuracy if you want to land the debuffs of this stage. If not, just don't worry about it and go ahead with whatever you have. He's, has fully skilled up the Storm Relic, because I need it for the event. But this is kind of the one that you unlocked, right? This one's amazing. If you have this one skilled up, 5-turn barrier for 2 turns means you're going to be able to take a few hits and you're still going to be alive. And he is Chivalry 3 for me. Next one that I have is Gawain. Again, almost fully skilled up. I didn't fully skill him up because I'm not sure I really care about this to be fully skilled up, but he's level 60, 3-star awakened. You saw I did not quite invest completely into him just to make him fully maxed. I'm running attack and critical set on him. Like I said, this is pretty much my Arthur build. 3.3k attack, 60% crit rate, 60% crit damage. Then relics, I'm using his Storm one. I didn't even max this out, right? No skill ups. I just, just threw some basic stuff in there. I just went with some basic stuff just to have the stats, and then I pretty much moved on. Gilroy again, I just did some skill ups, not fully skilled up. The relic that I used on him was actually the Storm one. It's level 50, no skill ups in this because again, I'm not quite impressed. I said I was gonna make a video on him. I just had a quick look and I'm not impressed by the damage numbers that he puts up. Even with those buffs, he's just not really worth it. He's just outside of the meta. But for the sake of this fight, he worked fine. I went with speed and critical rate. Pretty much whatever I had as my leftover pieces of gear that were leveled up, they gave me some damage. That's what I put on Gilroy. Gonna see 76% crit rate, 2.8k attack, really low attack, 30% crit damage. I just honestly, like I said, just threw whatever gear I had on him. Like you can see, this is a random recovery piece because that's kind of like one of the best ones that I had that was leveled up. Apart from that, I have what? Effect resistance, flat defense. This one at least gave me some attack speed and some effect accuracy, so just went with that. And then my Clementine, she's running a Vigor plus Accuracy. Total stats for her, 32,000 HP, 159 attack speed, and then almost 70% effect accuracy. This is a pretty decent build for most areas of the game. Obviously, if we're talking about high and, it's obviously she has, first of all, she has leftover gear, right? I have like 5-6 people that have the good Vigor gear before her. But when we're talking about most areas of the game of like, dungeons up until stage 10, this one should be fine. If we're talking about Forbidden Dungeon on hard mode and stuff like that, you're gonna need over 100 effect accuracy if you care about her debuffs. But you're gonna see she's fully skilled up, she's Chivalry 10, right? Because you know what, it's a rare, makes it a lot easier to do that. And then relics, I went with the flame one. I did actually level the flame one up because this is the one that I use more often, so I just skilled it up for other areas of the game. But you know what, this is pretty straightforward. Now when it comes to the event shop, let's quickly have a look at what I bought and what I plan to still buy from it, just to give you guys an idea. So obviously I bought the hero selector one because that's the best thing ever, right? If you want to get Awaken, if you want to get Chivalries, or if you want to get a specific hero, that's gonna be your best shot. Then I bought the rate up summon tickets, of course, because they're really hard to come by, especially if you're free to play. Then when it comes to all the other things, I'm gonna try, right, depending on how much I'm gonna farm, I'm gonna try and buy the legendary master memory stones. I'm not gonna buy these, or maybe I'm gonna buy, if I'm gonna have enough, the relic and the random hero selector. Maybe I'm gonna buy the random hero selector one. I might buy the special summon tickets and then the what's it called, the relic tickets. But you know what, I feel like with the relics, I'm getting to a point where I don't really need to summon that much, right? Just some specific ones. And because of the fact they recently had that those packs with 5,000 crystals, they gave us the legendary relic selector. It kind of made me, not care as much. Still have them over here, right? I can still choose the ones that I need. And it's going to be pretty much Nika's Frost one that I'm going to get. And then I think the other one might be Lancelot's Frost one, because that one's really good. And at the same time, not only is it good, it does not appear in the short shop. You know what, let me just have a look at the short shop since I'm talking about it, as they might have a surprise. So for heroes, obviously I don't have enough currency anyway. Relics, let's see, anything interesting? Nope. Over here, Clarison's Frost one, I don't really care. But like, yeah, it's kind of getting to a point where you're getting almost everything that you want, and there's not much else you want to invest in. And for an account that's free to play like mine, if I have almost everything else, I don't want to think what high spenders have. It's pretty much everything, right? But anyway, we're gonna leave it at this for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please consider liking it, subscribing to the channel to see when I upload next. And as always, I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, run. Bye, guys.
Fight with honor. Vanquish the wicked, and you may prove worthy of your legacy.